Look at all this mess. And it gets messier. Just trying to get mentally warmed up here to have to clean all this up. So this is a 21-foot log right here I have cut. I want to mill this. There's no way I'm milling it like this in this mess. So I got to clean all this stuff up. And I also can't even really see the top up here. But that might be some decent wood to mill too. So I got to clean all this up. See what that looks like. This is kind of wedged in here. I got to get that out. So I'm going to cut that a little bit more right there. Just cut that part off. And hopefully I can get some lumber out of this too. So I want to cut up a bunch of this just mess I have everywhere over here. I want to cut up a bunch of this stuff and stack the logs somewhere. I'm starting a big fire pile. I'm sure I've showed y'all already over there in that ditch. I'm gonna drag a bunch of the brush over there. I want to burn a bunch of this brush. And I don't really know how much of that I'm gonna record. I mean, just chainsawing and cutting all this mess up. I gotta drag some of this stuff out of here and then blow the leaves. I'm trying to keep my sawdust, my saw chips, dust, whatever, unmixed with the leaves, because we could use that for gardening, I guess, and other stuff. And check that nice stack of lumber out up there. Very nice. I love it. I took the 32-inch bar off the 381 and put the 25-inch bar on it. I've been strictly just milling with that saw pretty much, and I'm actually looking forward to actually cutting some stuff with it. So I put the 25-inch bar on the 381 here, or 391, I'm sorry, 391. And I put a brand new bar on the Husky 55, or a brand new chain, I mean. So I have two very sharp saws. I'm gonna be out here working my butt off for a while, cleaning this stuff up, so I can do some milling and we can get back to the deck. Because that's what these boards, the 21-foot log, the deck is 20 foot. So I'm gonna try to mill this in 21-foot, like half-inch boards. Hopefully those would be thick enough for the deck. I don't want the deck too heavy because it's just 2x4s and it's kind of higher up off the ground than I was expecting. Start picking up all this big stuff. Get all this big stuff out of the way and stack it. And then I'll start cutting some of this other stuff up into little logs. Firewood sized logs, even these little ones like this. When you get these little ones like this, cutting firewood links, and they dry, they burn great. Split them one time down the middle, and that's great wood, especially that hardwood right there. Man, this stuff burns good.
It's true that I drink when I'm down on my luck. So it's true that I drink all the time. And it's true I'm dead when I am drunk. So it's true that I run off every good friend of mine. Most of them drunkards know I live in it.
Realize what a blessing your days of energy are. Just waking up and having a lot of energy. Such a blessing when you when your body gets worn down. There ain't nothing that can fix it but God and time. Especially when you're hurt. Oh my goodness, you're just praying. Just straight out here praying. little stuff like, you know, small stuff like this, most people, they just want to burn it in a brush fire. It's tedious, they want to get rid of it. I try to save these little, they're such great firewood. I mean, you just put these right on the fire, they're dry, they'll burn like so good. So to me, it's a lot of extra time for this little stuff and work, but they're great, man, to throw on the fire. Nice stack of firewood right there. Cut all that up, stacked it. The Husky 55 hadn't even ran out of gas yet. I went around and cut a bunch of them branches up that were all over that tree. Now I gotta do something with some of this brushy stuff, and there's a pile right there. I could just burn it there, I guess. I don't know. I got a pile over here too, a little bit of a pile. Got a bunch of wood over there too that I cut up way back a while ago. It looks like I'm gonna need me a new spot to stack. These things are, this is about 6 foot 5. I'm 5'10", so about 6 foot, 5'10" to 6 foot, something like that. And I'm ready for a drink. Total difference since I started out. Man, this is crazy. There's literally wood everywhere. And I stacked my 6 foot tall stack of wood here. Then I've just been piling other piles up. Just getting the wood out of the way so I could blow some leaves. And look, you can see the ground now all around here. That's how I like it. You can come back here and work, and it's just, how can I say, I'll be back here working by myself rather than a bunch of snakes and insects and crazy stuff all back here, tripping over stuff and debris everywhere. I like it nice and just where you can breathe and work. This whole side over here is ready. All nice and clean, and I can get my wood and bring my tools over here with the trailer and the four-wheeler and drag stuff out of here. As you can see, I've cleaned up most of this like last year when we were building our structure up here. I blew out all that, cleaned a bunch of this stuff up, so I'm just kind of working my way down, and that's what I pretty much plan on doing every time I start dropping trees and clearing out sections. Just make a big pile like this with branches and leaves, and you can burn a big pile like this as long as you don't have anything near it. Honestly, we learned a big lesson the other day about how fast things can go wrong with fire. I'll tell you that. You would not believe what I just went through. Oh my God. The wood's almost caught on fire. I'll tell you that. We might share that with you guys. But all on this side, it's all pretty cleaned up. So I need to go over here, and I want to blow a bunch of these leaves and debris and stuff away. Down towards that way, get it all away from this wood so I can just have a clean place to work and mill, and you know, so you're not tripping like that. Of course, it's not the number one thing on the list right this second. Wood milling is, but eventually, once I get that wood milled up, I do want to come out here and clean a bunch of this stuff up. I mean, a whole ton of other wood and stuff out here that I need to clean. I cut these 1-inch things, boards, to actually stack my wood up, you know, so the air get in between. You have 1-inch spaces in between your lumber so it'll dry and get air in between them, and good airflow in between them and keep them dry, and you don't have water and stuff in between them causing mold. We are almost here. I am almost ready to mill this thing. I just need to clean out this side over here, blow all this out, and then my sawdust will be somewhat like that. It won't be all mixed up. It's been there so long, and leaves have fallen on this, and also I've blown leaves over here that I need to blow that way. As you can see, all that kind of goes down into a valley right there.
What are you working on?
Trying to get some of this wood cleaned up so I can drop some other trees to mill. So I'm just trying to mill this up and get it out of the way. So these 2 pieces of oak right here, I plan on using them for our firewood trailer that I gotta build in the near future.
Those look like nice sized boards. They're not like extremely big or anything.
Oh, they're gonna be 2x.
Oh, really? Like,
and then these 3 oaks, I think I'm gonna cut all 2x out of those. And then these, I'm just gonna turn into boards, these short ones, and that 2 poplar parts. Look at that beautiness.
oh gosh, that's pretty.
Look at that.
Wow.
So I'm gonna cut these, I think, 1/2-inch boards. I'm real confused though. All of a sudden my sawmill, not all of a sudden, it's been like binding up.
Is this the new one or the old one?
The new one. And
no.
I mean, it could be the rail, but I don't think so. I think just somehow, maybe I have to loosen this whole thing up and like tighten it back
What's
up.
it doing?
It's being real hard to push through.
Hmm.
And I never had that happen with the other mill, only this one. But just recently, back there when I was milling, I noticed it on the 21-foot boards. I noticed it was getting real hard to push, almost like it's out of square somehow, and it's just not doing too good. So I'm gonna try the other mill. If that one runs smooth, then I know something's up with this.
You have to calibrate it?
I guess so.
Huh. Well, it's actually looking really nice around here. You got so much cleaned up.
Yeah, whole lot.
It looks really nice.
But y'all want to know what's in the near future? What we're doing? This tree's got to drop.
Oh, that is such a nice
This
tree.
is why I'm trying to get all this out of here.
It's such a nice straight tree.
Yeah, I'm gonna drop this. This is gonna be top deck boards. We got another one right there. It's kind of dead. Actually, 2 of them right there. I don't know, maybe not. That's a big solid.
Gosh, you're like, yeah, these are all like the really nice straight big trees.
Yeah, you can get them long boards out of them. And we haven't really showed my spot that I've been basically our apartment I've been kind of building and working on the side. I was so confused just working on it that I haven't recorded anything because I'm not just like,
Yeah, you don't have a plan.
yeah, I'd never had a plan with it. I was just going with it.
Or you didn't have a plan.
Didn't have a plan. Now it's actually turning into something nice. And right here, I want this tarp to be able to go over this tree, which is part of my foundation here. So I gotta drop this big oak too. And I want to drop this oak before I start working on my walls and making them nice. Like I worked on this wall, but if I put a wall here and keep working, if I drop this, I could possibly ruin my work. So I gotta get rid of this dude before I go too much further.
This is an oak.
Pretty wood. Oh yeah, this is gonna be great lumber wood. But it's a big, dangerous tree.
And I hate this tree. This one right here.
Hollie don't like
it
the
looks
creepy
like it
tree.
looks like an evil, creepy tree that's like grabbing onto the other tree. I don't like it.
And this is a maple. I'm gonna drop this to. Because obviously for me to cut that one down, I have to cut this one down. But I would love to mill up this maple. That would be some beautiful wood. So.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna cut it kind of high. I want to use some of these trees as fence posts or whatever. But yeah. No, I'm planning on milling all this up today, so I'm not gonna have the energy to cut down a tree.
Oh, okay. Well, so you're getting this cleaned up.
Yeah, I'm cleaning all this up, preparing it for another mess.
So we're pretty much gonna have like, gosh, we haven't even just like you said, we need to take the time to actually talk to them and sit down and kind of tell them what we're thinking about. They're so lost right now. They're just kind of like,
yeah,
what
we're
are they
confusing.
doing?
We're confusing you guys because we're all over the place and we have so many different plans that it's hard to really make a cool video like of all this different stuff.
Yeah.
So Hollie's been recording and doing pretty stuff. I've just been milling like crazy.
But at some point, yeah, I mean, I guess you can clean this up today, but at some point we have to like kind of tell them about the garage and the trailer and moving the trailer. There's just a lot that they we can catch them up on.
We have more plans that changed.
But it changed for it just makes so much sense, and I just don't want to keep confusing them.
And we could talk about it, or you guys can just be patient and you'll see what happens because it's gonna be fun.
So
I mean, I can explain this, right? When we first got here,
cool.
You know, you have the parrots out there that are like, when are you gonna build something? When are you gonna build something? When are you gonna build something?
That's when that came.
And I'm like,
that's
dude,
when that happened right there.
I obviously,
When they're like, when are you gonna build something? We were like, fuck it, you know, like let's build a.
So everybody said, when you gonna build something? So I started building something just to shut y'all up. Do I care about it? No.
But we do have a plan for it though.
And then the same with the deck back there. It's like, when you gonna build something? When you gonna build something? So I was just hurrying up just cause, hey, we get paid to entertain and to keep going, keep
and we do
views.
care about our audience. We don't.
Yeah, but
we want to give them what they want.
Yeah, I can't build anything legit until I have a pile of lumber to build it with. That's plain and simple. You know. So even when I did the deck back there, I was like, okay, let's build something just to entertain. Do I really care about it that much? I mean, I was just building a tarp shelter, basically. I don't have a stack of lumber for
and it's not set up for a roof.
Yeah, I'm one person out here doing a lot of stuff, trying to mill at the same time as trying to keep you guys entertained.
I guess we just
well, I'm eventually planning on milling enough lumber to build us a legit cabins. But I gotta mill a ton of wood. We obviously don't have the money to go out and buy a bunch of lumber. I know people think that we get millions of dollars in donations. No.
Oh yeah.
No, we don't have people buying us. We don't have people giving us enough money to buy lumber and all this stuff. We have people helping us survive.
Yeah, folks get us through the month.
We're very, very thankful for that. People, our YouTube family members, helping us get through and eat and helping us with tools and little supplies that we need. But I got a mill. You know what I mean? My plan is to mill enough lumber to build something freaking awesome.
Because we have a giant project coming up, and we should
just like I did the deck
we should totally walk over there and kind of explain what we're gonna do.
Sure. All right, so I guess we're gonna take the time to kind of explain some stuff.
Catch y'all up.
Because everybody thinks we're like ADHD. We might be a little.
We are.
But that's not really the problem. The problem is just having stuff to do your ideas with. Like, you know.
Well, because it goes from like a tarp shelter to like.
Well, let me explain.
It's just hard.
When we first got here, I know it's been a few months now. We've been here working our balls off for like a few months now. When we got here, I went gung-ho and I built this whole dang thing, I want to say pretty much myself. I moved all this shit myself, threw this up, put the tarp over it, so we had basically a rain shelter over and I built the bar. We built the deck down low. Because it's so low to the ground, there's zero danger. It's not going to break when it's that low. So I was planning on this deck actually being lower, than it is. But then when I started kind of building it low, it was just, it got to where I had to lift it up. So now 2x4s, as you can see, are not gonna support this. They will if I put a lot of support under this, it would support it, but look how weak that is without the support. So when I build something off the ground like this high up off the ground with a floor and like a possibly, you know, like a metal frame like that, or you know, if you use 2x6s, you can actually build legit walls and roof. But anyway, we're gonna take this off. These lift right up like
this. There's 2 decks here. They're both 10 by 10. We were going to put another carport on the deck, and we were going to turn it into an apartment style living area.
And I literally just milled all the floorboards for it.
So now there's been a change of plans.
When I built this, I wasn't thinking it out as much as I should have, because we want this to hold, we want all of this with walls screened in, windows, plastic, whatever. It's gonna be creative and cool. But the tongue of the trailer, even the trailer itself, is kind of sticking out a little too far. And then when I built the bar by the door of the trailer, it's like a perfect fit for the trailer. So you can't move the trailer back, or I'd have to change up the whole bar and everything. So Hollie's like, well, why don't we just, I think it was Hollie, it was like, why don't we just move the trailer somewhere else? And then we'll just turn this into a legit thing without the trailer, like a living area.
So that's where the brainstorming begins. Is I was looking at this, and I noticed how well he actually did put the rafters in. I mean, like, he made it very, very sturdy. This is it's actually a very nice roof, and everything that he did, he made it, you know, real sturdy, and it's like all natural and growing from the earth, and it's just awesome. I really like this shelter a lot. But I started visualizing this shelter without the trailer. What's the point of having you wouldn't park your car
under a shelter.
Yeah, you wouldn't park your car in your living room. So if we can move the trailer, that is where this area comes into play.
Well, hold on. So we're planning on moving this trailer and bringing that deck in here.
Okay.
So we're gonna bring that deck, those 2 decks,
10 by 10.
we're gonna put them in here. We're gonna
here.
have to cut it because this is only 16 foot, I think. So that's a 10 by 20. We're gonna need it.
It'll be a porch.
It's gonna be 10 by 16 in here.
It'll have a porch sticking out.
Yeah. So we're just basically going to extend the deck all the way out here, and our shelters is gonna be that much bigger, twice as big. We're planning on screening this in.
So this is what most people are visualizing as a cabin. I mean, they saw the one back there, which is now sort of a kiln. It's drying lumber, which you need a place to store your lumber.
I'm still gonna work on that too. I have a huge tarp that Paper Lady sent us like before we even left to vacation.
Yeah.
She bought us this huge tarp to go over it.
So here's the visualization that I'm trying to get you guys to understand. This is gonna have a 10 by 10 deck right here on the ground. Walls are gonna be put up the same way that he started doing this, right? Walls, 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 all the way down, okay? With it all enclosed, but the trailer's gone, and the trailer moves over here. So this is my next big cleanup project. You guys know at this point how I if I get serious about something, I'm gonna stick to it. And when I visualized this area right here cleaned up, talking sticks all gone, trees.
Well, she was actually, Hollie, this was her plan before that even idea come up. She was like, I want to come over here, I want to clean this up.
Yeah.
And make it pretty like I did over
a driveway. I mean, I have some plans, but
all this clean and decorated.
Yes.
And then we're gonna back the trailer right here.
The trailer will be right here. Trying to just let you guys visualize this. When you pull in from the big gate, you're gonna pull in and there's gonna be a driveway right here. The driveway is going to be long and it's gonna stretch around the corner right here. So I'm gonna have to do gravel work to this whole spot right here. All this will be cleared out, all the sticks.
This was like a little four-wheeler.
Yeah, yeah. So the driveway, and this is where the trailer will be. Now, here's the other part.
So the garage, we're planning on putting on that deck.
It's actually going to be a garage.
We're gonna put
A legitimate garage.
We're gonna park the trailer in it.
Yes.
That way, if it's raining, whatever, you can have the doors open to the trailer and still be inside of a shelter.
So next summer project, I mean, not next summer, I mean, our next summer project is turning this area into a legitimate garage, getting the trailer out of the cabin, soon to be cabin, because that's going to be the cabin. At least, you know, it's going to be a livable space with a beach in the front. Hey, who's to say we can't make our own little off-grid B&B? I'm just saying. A little B&B cabin that you could rent with a beach in the front. Forget about it.
Wait till we start building some legit little cabins after
Yeah.
I get some stuff milled. I mean, it could take me until winter time to mill up enough stuff to legit start and finish a cabin.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's what people want to see. Why don't you build something and just, you don't finish anything? I'm like, dude, I don't have what I need
Yeah.
to finish anything.
If we were like
why
those,
we're
if we
all
were
over
like
the
those,
place.
like, you know, rich YouTubers that can literally just
Yeah.
afford to buy $1 million mansion and fix
Yeah.
it up, like,
Trust me, I want to build something and finish it, but every time I start something, I run out of supplies. And then like, okay, well, I might as well start on this other thing that I do have supplies for. We're here learning. We're not just here like, oh, we're just going to build this here, build that there. We're learning the land, and the more we build our spots, the more we're like, okay, now we're learning where else we want stuff. Like, for instance, the generator's over there.
yeah.
It's loud as crap. We hate it right there.
Oh gosh, and if it's
So I'm
on,
not
you
gonna
can't even make
build-
videos.
Yeah, I'm not gonna build a generator shed somewhere where I don't think I want the generator, you know, permanently.
Yeah.
So now that we're doing this, now we're moving on. Like, oh, okay, I see where we can put the generator shed now, like down here. So yeah, we need power to all of this. So now I'm like, okay, so we could put the generator down here where it's lower down in the valley.
Oh, it looks like it's pretty much cleared out too. What
Yeah.
happened there?
Oh, that's where Hollie
What
caught.
happened over there, Chris?
That's where Hollie caught.
Look at how it's like all burnt up.
Yeah, that's
that's
where-
strange.
That's where Hollie caught the forest on fire.
What are you talking about?
Well, Hollie was all gung-ho and had her some fires out here. She was burning leaves, and she was like,
Oh yeah? She was being cocky?
she was cocky,
Confident. I was confident.
confident.
I was raking my leaves, building my beach. I was confident.
So then,
And then I had to go take a shower.
well, then the next day, you know how leaves would just sit there and smolder, you know, for a day.
It was
or
the next
two.
day. In my defense, it was the next
Yeah, the
day.
next day, everything was good the first day.
It was just a pile of ash.
So then the next day, Hollie was like, oh, we're going to ride to town, go take a shower. And I was like,
I was
cool.
confident. I was like, I built a beach.
I was like, cool. So I'm just hanging out, listening to some videos or whatever. I'm sitting there sharpening my chainsaw, and the wind picks up a little bit. And all of a sudden, I hear fire. It's like, I hear
You
fire.
hear crackling.
And I'm like, oh, that's just her little piles burning, no sweat. And then I heard it even more, and I was like, oh shit, I better check on that.
Why is that crackling like a forest fire?
So I bring my butt over here, not even prepared for any of this, but this whole shit was on fire. And
Did you even have time to pick up a camera or do anything?
No, I had enough time to shit myself. And
Okay, let me show
literally.
you guys. This is this whole area is burnt. This whole area. Look, even the trees right here are burnt.
So when I came over here, so when I went from just chilling,
Take us step by step.
when I went from chilling, listening to some videos,
Yeah, you were
sharpening my
chilling.
saw, Just picture violins.
Oh yeah.
Just hanging out.
I'm sure you were listening to violin music.
And I hear crackling. And by the time I get down here, the fire's probably spread about halfway, maybe like this. And the flames are huge as shit.
Oh my
I'm
God,
like,
they're above your head.
Oh my God.
You can tell they're above his head. Look at how this tree up here is burnt. These trees,
Yeah.
look at this. That's crazy.
So it's spreading down this way, and all I'm picturing.
And you're by yourself.
I'm by myself, and I'm picturing these whole woods on fire. That's what I'm picturing. I'm like, oh my God.
You're picturing police officers, firefighters coming.
So I started running. I'm running around looking for a damn rake. Where's the rake? Oh, I grabbed the rake. I grabbed the water spray bottle, which was empty.
Oh my gosh.
So then, like, literally, we had a little bit of water left in our like washing our hands jugs. Had a little bit in there. I poured it in there. Anyway, I'm like out here with the rake, blower, spray bottle.
You can see how big the perimeter of the burn was. I can't even imagine Chris being here by himself. Like, I mean, the roots on the trees are burnt. Like this was a big fire. This was between you and God.
So I'm literally just down here raking. I'm raking leaves this way and raking leaves that way, and I just separated the fire from the fuel, you know what I'm saying?
Oh my God.
I was just separating the fuel from the fire, just trying to get it away from the fire. So
Wow.
all these branches were on fire.
Yeah, I see that.
This is where I had when we first came, and this is why I can never do that again. When we first came, we were clearing up here, and the small trees that I didn't want to keep, I was just bringing them over here. And I had a big pile of it, and as you can see, they burned up. So that's kind of dangerous to have those limbs in the leaves like that.
Yeah.
Anyway, I made it. I stopped it. No,
Yeah.
I think God definitely was like, this is how bad it could get.
He wanted you to know the power of like
I was praying. I was
can't
talking.
control it all.
I was 100% praying and talking to God the whole time. There was nothing else in the world at that moment but me and God and our relationship and conversation we were having, and me literally busting my ass and me saying, God, please help me stop this before it spreads.
Wow.
Let me stop this here before I don't know. I just
I know that was scary. I heard it in your voice when you were done.
Yeah,
I heard how
I think we still have that clip that I sent Hollie. I'm like, oh my God.
He had just fought the fire.
I'm like, you would not believe what the hell I just went through. You would not believe what I just went through. Oh my God. The woods almost caught on fire. I was very scared. I've never had fire scare me like that before. I've been a pyro my whole life, literally since like Elion's age. I grew up kind of like he did, playing with fire, camping, and I've burnt fires in the woods, camping, like solo camping with my cousins and stuff. Not solo camping, but camping out with my cousins in the woods and stuff. This is the first time I have ever had fire get that serious, to where I was very, very scared. Just a spur of the moment like that.
Again, that's crazy.
The wind, you really have to. That's
and
why
now
they
I
have
realize
them wind warnings.
Yep. And now, I mean, that's a lesson for both of us. We both learned a lesson that, when you're burning leaves.
Yeah,
you can't leave them.
Fire can spread very quick through leaves, especially dry leaves. All it takes is a couple, and it'll just it'll spread like gunpowder.
Well,
like
I can imagine how high the flames were, and I'm gonna say it was a learning lesson, and God had you protected the whole time. He just wanted you to know.
I think God just gave me a very stiff
he's like
warning.
Yeah,
like this could happen, but worse.
Don't be so cocky about my flames.
And watch your crazy woman.
Hey.
He said, anytime your woman's playing with fire, you're gonna be the man, and you better make sure it's safe and she's doing it right.
The cool thing about it is I look down on this hill now, and I think it looks great. I actually like the way that it cleared the path. All I have to do is like get all these sticks up and stuff. And look at this. This is the cool part about your land catching on fire. Forest fires. The funny thing about forest fires is it actually creates new life. It actually creates nitrogen in the soil. So after a forest fire is when the majority of plants and trees can grow back in a healthier environment. They say that the forest is actually stronger after the fire. And isn't that funny that stuff like this is starting to grow? See this? This came out of the ashes. Do you know what that is? Do you know what that is? That is a baby sunflower. Now I'm sure that like a bird probably came and dropped it here, but it grew after the fire. There's the ashes that grew after the fire.
And I think the fire actually stops some stuff from regrowing back.
Yeah, it's crazy. It gets rid of the weeds.
As you can
It makes
see,
the soil more nitrogen rich.
look at all this growing around it.
And now,
And none of it's growing in here.
because this actually does look cool now, it makes me think that this could be a cool spot. You know, this could be a good spot for, you know, I could, you know, raking it up, tilling up the land, possibly putting some lettuce or cabbages down here, maybe watermelons. This is actually, this is a good spot
I like
to put a garden.
I like the melons. Yeah.
Yeah.
We need a melon spot with more than just watermelon.
And I think God had a big hand in this. I don't want to say that like, oh, hey, I'm so glad I set the forest on fire. But I think God had a hand in it because he knew that Chris was here. He knew that he was going to teach Chris something. He knew that Chris was capable of doing this.
Oh God, I was dead for 2 days.
And afterwards, I'm thinking about this is where the garden needs to be, because this is actually really good soil that isn't up there. Up there is red clay. Right here is black dirt. And I don't know. I'm thinking about this is where the veggies need to go. I bet potatoes would grow great here. So everything happens for a reason.
But God wasn't having it. He battled it with me. He definitely gave me the strength.
The battle turned into a garden, because this, I think, is where we're gonna put our veggies.
God gave me a boost of energy that I didn't have.
You didn't know you had.
No, God gave me a boost of energy that I did not have. I didn't have it that day. I'm telling you. I was over there relaxing.
Your adrenaline's an amazing
I was tired.
thing.
I was just getting my saws sharpened, and all of a sudden I was like, shit.
It's time to fight a fire.
Time to get it in.